I know there are many seekers, many serious seekers, and I know how determined you have to be. Not that I was a seeker, you see, but I was determined to find out the truth about myself. I had no inclination or no intention of finding out about anything other than this fake body that I seemed to be. And the determination brought me to a very dangerous place in life. So even mental ill people, if any decide to watch you, are very determined people and very serious in finding out something. Why should you suffer anymore? Why should any of us suffer? Why should suffering take place? I mean, what is the point of suffering? What is the need for suffering? Well, suffering is to stop you suffering. Suffering has been designed by this mind to stop you suffering. Mind is suffering itself. Mind is suffering a reflective identity that is a singular based mind. So big mind, pure mind, all-encompassing allness mind says, no, stop. And it's speaking to individual singular mind. And individual singular mind says, well, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to commit the most atrocious sin. I'm going to kill myself. You see, this is singular mind speaking. It's not the body. It's not the you. It's not the person. Well, it is the person, because singular mind is the name of, it has given itself, me, the person. And the poor body is the result. The end of this poor body is the result of pure mind forcing individual mind into a corner. And that is the state of any mental person. They say, I feel like I'm being suffocated. I feel like I'm being put into the corner, even by the counselors, the psychologists, the parents, everyone who wants to help. And they are versions of pure mind thinking they can help. But it's not about physical forms. None of this is about physical forms. The poor body is always forced into the action, into the war. It is, even in the war. There are thoughts that the countries need to fight for their land, and let's send in the poor bodies. You see, it's a discussion from mind. We need to keep our land. They're threatening to take our land. Yeah, two minds transferring information through satellite dishes, invisible energies. We need to stop them taking our land. They are not really interested in the land. They've heard something that they think is suspicious. Send in the poor bodies. Always the poor bodies are the victims of this battle between minds. So suffering is to stop you and every single one of us identifying with ourselves as a singular person, a singular entity, a singular, more important, special. You see, competition, things like Olympic Games and all that, they're fine, as long as everyone that is participating and the audience that is participating is of pure mind, is of, this is wonderful. This one has won, but all are successful. You try that in a football game in Scotland. Yeah, you go watch the match and support your team, but be worthy that this game is played in love and sport and spirit, and energy and a competitiveness to be the winning team. No, I want to fight with the supporters, the other supporters, because I am ego mind. You see, the name of the team becomes ego mind. Suffering is due to two things. Well, one thing, that we no longer trust that this place that we live in is absolutely paradise without our mind, our ego mind. It's paradise with the pure mind. We can give things praise, we can give things worship, we can love things, and we can absolutely be grateful of this experience in a body. That is the purpose. But when we start being personal and we want more, or we want to move up the ladder, which exists, but when there's this poor me, I don't want to get left behind. When you are in control of moving up the ladder, that is your self-ego state, person state. I want to do it quicker, you see. God is moving us up the ladder, each one at a time, at different time scales. Hence why there are so many of us, and it's impossible for us all to be kings, all to be saints, all to be scientists, all to be religious people, all to be tradesmen, all to be men, all to be women, all to be black, all to be white at the same time, you see. That is our uniqueness. Let life run its course, sit and watch its beauty, and you'll find the ladder is there. And you won't even have to move a leg to get up. The ladder you will become an elevator. And something, you won't even have to press the button with your finger. And your mind, your ego mind says that means I'm going to get lots of riches. That means I'm going to get beautiful cars like everybody else, all these successful people, you see. Ego mind's still fighting, you see. Pure mind says that's because it simply is. Why am I moving up this elevator? Simply because you are. What am I going to get when I move up? You don't know. Up may be a bad way to go, you see. This step between this rungs is a bad step, but I'm not telling you that, because you have to experience that and you have to overcome that. And then the next step, you don't know that either. This might be the greatest step, see? Oh, wow. But you have to overcome that, you see? If you want to stay on that step, yeah, the ladder will change. Every other one on either side of the ladder simply is going higher, and you are sitting on this step. So you have a decision to make. Do I give this up and move up with the rest? Or do I stay here for eternity? Because up there is eternity, eternal life. That is why it's spoken in the Bible, in the images from these great painters of this ladder going up into the cloud. It is a metaphor. It is simply that this cloud is high, and to overcome, to reach it, you have to overcome even everything that you perceive as this mind, this ego mind, as high, and overcome that, and then true height, true worth, true holiness, true spirit, true you, truth is there. And it's not even up, and it's not even down, and it's not even left and right. It is always here when your mind evaporates and the new pure mind, the one that has been sitting at the back of the class, comes through. How do you do this? How do you do this, you see? Very simple. Stop thinking that you have to do anything. Stop thinking you have to exchange or grasp or move or learn or develop or create something in this projected world. You have to stop relying on it. Stop thinking that it's going to help you. Stop thinking that they're going to help you. Stop thinking that these words are going to help you. Stop thinking about every single thing that you have known to believe that will help you. Stop thinking of God, because this God comes after you take the first step of doing nothing. And what's this first step of doing nothing? Stop thinking. Stop thinking so that the space between the thoughts appear, because for mentally ill thoughts, for ones who plan and organize their life, thoughts, for ones who seek constantly different alternative methods to do and to try and find and seek and seek and seek, thoughts. Stop thinking. Free. You don't have to go to meditation classes. You don't have to go to satsangs. You can do two things. You can practice the stop thinking, which is a doing thing, which means you may have to eliminate answers, fake answers, keep practicing. Like you can do the opposite. You can immerse your mind so that it even goes faster until it explodes. Like this one done, Eckhart Tolle done. Thoughts coming thousands of miles an hour. Not the best one, you see. More immediate. But leading up to it, it could go anyway, you see. This body may not be here today to speak about these things if it had went the other way. Stop thinking. Now. 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 See, it's not even a measurable practice. It doesn't have to get bigger continually in a sequential form. It can go like this. Now, 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 now. And what happens once this space comes? enlightenment, awakening is in progress. All the things that can be revealed can be revealed. But you may not have to see anything. You're no longer, there's no you to be in control of this. So this God can say, well, he only needs to see this, or she only needs to see this for 2-3 weeks, 2-3 months, 2-3 days. So we'll slowly bring this one back together. And they never, ever, ever, ever merge again. This mind is removed from here to here during this space. And when it comes back, perfect balance. Buddha. Namaste.